first.
Yeah, I thought about that, but then I thought it needed to be done anyway.
You know what? Honestly, these comments are worthless. There's just one saying email. There's one that says email me. You saying send it here. Europe doesn't work. I mean,
hello everybody, and welcome to
Keep it together, Dave. Keep it together.
Living Room Clutter, episode 90, where your comments are worthwhile.
not last week.
Thanks, guys. Send us some comments to the various comment sections below /livingroomclutter@gmail.com. This is your show for everything rhythm gaming, the #1 rhythm gaming podcast. My name is David Moore.
I take it back. There's one that's worth it.
All right. As long as you're taking it back. This is your show with me, Dave Moore, Josh, and Keith. We hang out here every single week, talk about rhythm gaming, and enjoy the world around the community of people who like Rock Band, Guitar Hero, other games. People are playing me in things. Of course, guys, there was very little news this week. If you guys listen to where you would normally get the regular show, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm not trying to let you guys down. Let's make this clear. There's just a subsection of people that have been in here since the beginning of our show. And in the beginning of the show, we had spreadsheets and all sorts of stuff. And then it became pointless to do that. Not that I don't want to, not that and Josh has a very organized, nice news list. He always does. With multiple tabs, well organized.
You guys don't see my tabs on my browser. You're lucky.
He clicked like 100 times. And he's like, I just got too many tabs open. I'm like, he's closing tabs? But there's never enough news for us to just stay on Rock Band and Guitar Hero news. And that's just the way it is. And so to address the comments that we get every week to say that we need to be more organized, we made an episode where we could prove that we can do that. And we did it. And it was 10 minutes. Not even. So if you guys enjoy us and you guys enjoy talking about rhythm gaming and being part of this community, and that's what this show is about, then hang out. Sit back, eat some popcorn. You guys can watch us on your TV. You can listen to us in your car, on iTunes. Whatever you want to do. That's what we're here for. Anyway, now that we're back in our normal seats and everybody's tucked in and ready to rock out, what happened in the world of Rocksmith DLC this week, Josh? Let's just do it like we always do it.
Like we always do? Okay. So this week we got our neon shades, we got our Tom Selleck mustaches, and we got maybe our leather jackets to go fly a fighter plane. We got an 80s Mix 2 pack, 3 great songs, one of which shares an interesting fact with one of the songs in this week's Rock Band DLC, which we'll get to in a little bit. So we have Footloose by Kenny Loggins, which was in Rock Band, but it's going to be really interesting to see if there's an alt tuning for that, an alt lead tuning. Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me. You got the Judd Nelson fist bump in there. And a song that was just Rock Band DLC last week, Twisted Sister, I Wanna Rock. And now everybody can play the Goofy Goober Rock song on a real guitar. You're welcome.
Didn't we get this for Rock Band?
Yep, just last week, actually.
That's cool to see some crossover.
That's turnaround. Mm-hmm.
Keith, thoughts?
It's Rocksmith.
And that's why he's the best, folks. That's why he's the best.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't even get my myself on the Rock Band guitar, which I spent $250 on, other than basically the testing process of the hardest button to button. So, cheers for anyone that got something that they wanted, but it's not something. Even my daughter's not playing it anymore. She still takes guitar lessons, but she's really not playing Rocksmith anymore. So
that's an interesting way to say it, though. Is even Even somebody who's enjoying playing real guitar isn't.
And you know what? I know a lot of people think that Rocksmith does a fantastic job, and I'm sure that generally speaking, it does. It's just I have so little time as it is, to do stuff that I don't have time to learn guitar at this point.
I'd love to learn guitar. I would, but I want to learn it through Rocksmith. Because I want it to be a game. I'm just going to be honest. I want it to be a game. And some point, someday, when I get my hands on a nice guitar and a cable, I will play Rocksmith. But till that day, I'm thrilled for those who enjoy it, but the DLC does not affect me very much. All right, Josh. Let's talk about the things that excite us.
I'm just getting something else going here, but I will do that in just 1 second. Got it. All right. So now I'm sure the thing that you actually wanted us to talk about, this week's Rock Band DLC. Valentine's theme pack like years past, but it's not like the Gold Star My Heart pack from 2012 or the awesome pack from 2011 that had Paradise by the Dashboard Light, which is one of my favorite Rock Band DLC songs of all time. We got Pack à Trois, which, by the way, Harmonix, a missed opportunity to put out another Nicki Minaj 3-pack and call it Menage à Trois. You're welcome. So we've got the first DLC track from Cake with their cover of Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive, which, spoiler alert, they also do a pretty interesting cover of War Pigs as well, if you guys are interested. I'm looking forward to that. They are charting part of the they're charting a bit of a trumpet part to the guitar as well, so that'll be cool. Yet people seem to not like that alt charting when everybody liked the alt charting of the saxophone in the Edge of Glory last week.
I'm interested in this song. I might pick it up. I just need to listen to it. But yeah, that's
yeah. I mean, the vocal cadence is obviously different than the original, but it's pretty fun. Then we have Jason Derulo with "Want to Want Me," which one day we will get in my head and what to say and talk dirty. But
and the songs we want from the songs.
Look, if we keep talking about the songs we want that aren't in the game yet, we'll be here all night. But in the meantime, Want to Want Me actually has some good vocal harmonies, and it's pretty fun. I think it'll be fun. And then
it's another vocal pop song though, and I think
we have a lot of those.
Look at we're getting to a point where I've defended putting the top chart hits. I've defended putting all those things in Rock Band 4 because I think at the time it's important to sell DLC, and this stuff clearly sells. Otherwise, Harmonix would not put out this much. My issue is becoming a little bit of oversaturation for those who are the subject that it's doing. We're getting a little bit too much of it in this game.
We are. To add to your point, they did confirm, I think yesterday or today, that there will be 1 week this month where it is 2 rewind tracks. So for those that already have the exports, there will be a week where they can't get anything new. So I think that's an interesting precedent. I'm hoping one that doesn't become that common as the year goes on. But the last song that's coming out this week is one I alluded to in the Rocksmith DLC. It is, I think, one of the few times in rhythm game history that a song has come out in 2 different rhythm games on the same week. The fist bump anthem itself, Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. So no matter how you slice it, you're going to have some fun with the 80s this week. You can either belt it out in Rock Band or you can play it on real guitar and Rocksmith. It'll be a fun time.
Yep, I'll definitely be getting that. That's a great song. I don't know how fun it will be on certain instruments, but it's still a great song.
Well, based on the preview, the guitar chart actually looks pretty active between the little hammer on pull-off pattern, and then they have the synth parts charted as well. And then, of course, the vocals are going to be all over the place. It'll be a challenge for vocalists, so that'll be available tomorrow. And that only leaves one new song, which is Black Betty, which I would love to come out next week because I've been waiting for that for quite a long time. And bam-a-lam, everybody, bam-a-lam. All right, perfect timing. I finished with that bit just as you got off the phone there.
I didn't want to answer a phone call, but I got called multiple
We
times.
got to do it live. That's how LFC rolls. We'll do it live.
Yeah, that's how it rolls.
So
in unrelated
go
news,
ahead.
we are only a Michael Jordan away from the Twitch or the Switch.
The Switch. Slip of the tongue there.
I'm dying, Keith. I'm dying.
23 days, people. 23 days for our non-sports
now
fans
I
in the
get it.
audience.
I don't know what I missed. So
23 days. You didn't miss a whole lot. You missed us talking
man.
about the DLC. Or Don't You Forget About Me. How they might alt chart some of the stuff in it, but no, that's our DLC for the week. So I mean, there's not a whole lot of other news going on right now. I mean, did we talk last week about the fact that PDP came out and is officially making more drum adapters? I forget.
Oh yeah, there's actually a little bit of a minor update to it, but it was like a blink and you miss it thing. So earlier today, there was like, I think, a few minutes where there were some new adapters available, but it was a blink and you miss it, and they sold out pretty quick. That or sort of technical error, because I did see on the forum somebody was posting about that. They were for like, I think, $30, although it said something about that they're going to be available. Those ones are available on February 16th or something. I can't confirm because I think it was on Amazon.com, and it was also gone pretty fast.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense if you get some in mid-February, because that's when they're expected to have the microphone back in on like I want to say the 13th.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at a picture here. It says the picture I'm looking at on the 16th, so that's next Thursday. Basically, take this with a grain of salt, but if they are looking to put them out sooner rather than later, that's good news for everybody. But again, if you didn't get the first round, please, if you absolutely needed to use your eKit or Ions on the Xbox One, please pre-order it as soon as you can, because these will not last.
No, and at least they're letting people know this time, and not that they would have.
I hope they are.
At least, well, I mean, I guess if you know where you're looking, people are seeing what's going on. But not that I think people thought that these were going to be, forever and ever. But I don't think they expected to not even get through the initial round of pre-orders. I think that was a little bit less than expected. So
that was a surprise for everybody. Ewookie here. That Switch is going to make you twitch.
It might legitimately do
twitch. Baby.
Yeah,
All right, so we've come to the main event.
There's a main event.
I think
it's the Royal Rumble of this episode.
All right, tell me about it.
All right, so that game that you thought couldn't possibly be a thing is now officially a thing. For those for those of you that don't remember, Rock Band VR is a thing, and it is coming out on March 23rd on the Oculus Rift. They put out a gameplay trailer on Monday, and it's a thing. I mean, I certainly learned what the term mixed reality means.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm having, a little bit more experience lately with VR, with getting the PSVR a few weeks ago. I'm interested to see what it is, and how well it works. Like I said, in our truncated version, I was a little bit interested to see some actual gameplay, like how the guitar playing works, because the video didn't show it very well. And you could kind of see it in the top of the screen, but that was it. But I am interested to see what they do and see if it works well. I wonder how much of this was Oculus software team, how much of it was Harmonix, on the technical side of it, because of VR. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how this goes. How expensive is just the software? What are they selling that at?
I'm looking on Amazon.com right now, which pre-orders are up, by the way, guys. You can get either a PS4 or Xbox One guitar. It's $70 for the guitar and the thing it comes with. Looking here, the bundle comes with a guitar controller and a digital copy of the game. It obviously requires the Rift and the Oculus Touch, but included in your Oculus Touch box is the VR connector for the game, which I believe is the the thing you put on the headstock.
Yeah.
I think it's important that they need to organize these bundles. They can't put up bundles where we're not getting what we need or we're getting too much than if you already need. I sincerely believe, and I'm sorry I had to go handle something really quick. I have to believe that anybody who's purchasing this game is probably a Rock Band fan, right?
Oh, no doubt.
I doubt there's any first time people picking this up, right? I mean,
you always have to account for first time people, even on new platforms.
Yes, and
but I agree with that.
That's the exact reason. Is because VR is such a relatively speaking new thing. Those people are hungry for new software because it's not like the PlayStation VR or not. I'm sorry, not even PSVR. It's not like just regular PlayStation or Xbox where there's 20 new games every week. I mean, yes, there are new games, but Rock Band is a known name. A lot of the VR games are kind of like, for lack of a better word, short demo almost experiences.
Yeah, like tech demos. Yeah,
right. But what I'm not saying, Keith, you need to always account for first time. I agree with you in that sense, but I also think the biggest appeal is those who have an Oculus who have Rock Band already, who probably bought Rock Band 4 and they might be unhappy with it. Just saying. But
and that's the thing though, how much of that is the actual target audience? Because not only you have to account for people that bought Rock Band 4 and are enjoying it to some degree, and who also have the disposable income to drop anywhere between $800 to $1,000 plus on a Rift and all the accessories you need to run it, not to mention having a powerful enough computer and specs to comfortably run the game.
Yeah. Hopefully Rock Band is not a game that is super VR intensive. I wouldn't think, relatively speaking. But
I saw the specs, I believe, on the actual official Oculus website for the game, and they recommend an i5-4590 Intel processor or greater, and a GTX 970 or AMD R9 290 or greater graphics card, and 8 gigs of RAM. So,
I don't have quite. I'm like one generation before that on the processor, 3470, but it's unlocked, so I can bump it up. I do have a 970.
So can you run this?
Probably. Okay. I may not be able to do it at absolute max settings, but I should be able. In theory, I could run this.
Here's something interesting. It's required 3.02 mega. Mind, this could change, but it is possible that I imagine that they will try and update Rock Band VR much like Rock Band 4, so perhaps the size of the game will get bigger over time. That or it's just a placeholder.
We missed the beginning of that,
yeah,
Josh.
You were breaking up quite a bit.
All right. So I'm looking at the space required section on there, and it says 3.02 megabytes.
That's it?
I'm hoping that that's just a placeholder, and they will be updating it regularly.
You sure it's not gigabyte?
To actually have it reflect the size of the real game. It's possible to typo and it says gigabyte. I'm more than happy to be proven wrong. It also says the version is RBVR dummy, so yeah, I'm assuming that's placeholder specs.
Yeah,
version numbers.
That also makes it. I believe 3.5 gigs because this game.
Yeah.
Despite.
Wait a minute. Wait. Rock Band 4 was how big at launch?
Like 4 gigs.
4 gigs?
It wasn't giant, yeah.
And this is like half a gig less. So yeah, I'm gonna say they are probably going to try and put some updates into this later this year.
But there's also a little bit less here. There's no character creator because you are the character. There's no drum charts. There's a lot less in this game.
That's true. Well, there's like animations where you can hit the drummer's cymbal or hi-hat or something. Can I just say though, I really want the animations where the vocalist is playing guitar at the same time to be a thing in Rock Band 4, because in old Guitar Hero games, that was kind of cool when they did that. And it'd be kind of nice if you're doing Boxstar in Rock Band to be able to have your avatar do the same.
I also think you should be able to sing in Rock Band VR, and I don't think that's a thing. I also think...
Because Sing Space is a thing. That's why Sing Space is a thing.
Yes, but singing in Rock Band VR would be way more fun.
Or you can wait until Rock Band VR Rivals next spring.
With vocal support. Like it's a brand new thing.
What else? The thing where it's like the actual avatars are talking like the thank you so much, and like the whole talking to your band between sets, it's like they're actually doing more voice acting in Rock Band. It was like with Guitar Hero Live, a bit of a flawed concept as it was initially. The fact that there was more behind the scenes stuff going on and not just it only loaded you and the band playing in front of people. Like it was trying to breathe new life into the behind the scenes dynamics, and that's something I hope they take from Rock Band VR and apply to the base game, because I kind of like that idea. The playing freestyle rhythm guitar, not so much, but the animation stuff, yes, please.
See, but think about if they did singing and microphone support. Like, what if you could talk to your audience and they could get hyped up, and you
Like that alpha of Rock Band 4 from 2015 that we were supposed to get. It's like, we're sponsored by Spam and Salted Meats.
Yo, yeah. What happened? It's this straight up RPG, yo.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that?
Well, you are literally playing a role, so it kind of fits. Am I missing anything else for this?
But see, that's exciting. That would be fun, exciting, different. I think that experience of you hyping up a crowd would be more exciting than than strumming the guitar to play songs the way that it looks like we're playing songs, glorified freestyle.
Absolutely clear. The whole freestyle rhythm guitar, which is more of like the performance mode / the freestyle solos that people play once and don't play again. That's one aspect of the game, but again, there is going to be a classic mode which has the 5 colored notes in the highway that everybody that says that you all know and love, or that we've been playing for almost 10 years, and some people can accept change and all that, but that'll be in there. And then we also have, the usual leaderboards for online stuff. Depending on charts for that game to come out, who knows? Maybe there'll be more leaderboard wipes on the Rift. It says more than 60 songs on the Harmonix blog, but Amazon, that listing is saying more than 50. And Oculus's website is saying, but I'm going to go with their blog and say more than 60. And we do have 3 songs confirmed for right now. By the way, if any of you guys are going to PAX East next month in Boston, which is March 10th to 12th, we have more the fair share of songs to play. So I recommend you guys at least give it a try if you're curious. Let's see.
And the cat is out. Skittles has left the building.
My cats are climbing around up there.
Yeah, I saw them earlier, but I'm not paying attention, and the cat loves to sit on the top of my chair. I hate it. And yeah,
Jay Miller, he's not wrong.
Yeah, now he's gotten so bold that he jumps up here when I'm sitting here. It's like, you fat mother.
Yeah, Jay Miller, the cat is the real MVP of this podcast.
Yeah, and the cat is so fat that he actually like weighs down the chair, so it leans like a little bit. Like, come on,
I thought you were going to say the cat is so fat, he's all that.
No.
Rat-a-tat-tat.
No. Bad pun. Oh,
bad
God.
Bad pun. The 3 songs that were...
If my cat comes into the room while I'm playing Rock Band VR, does the cat get tracked to be on the stage? That's the real important question here.
2 things. Ewookie saying then you could jump in the crowd and crowd surf. That'd be kind of funny, but I know they have an animation already in Rock Band that's kind of like that. At least in Rock Band 3, where the vocalist does leap into the crowd and you see him crowd surfing a little bit. The transition isn't great, but it is there.
I love that idea, except you can't actually experience that in VR.
Because if you try doing it, you would break your VR
and your face.
You know what?
Well, you might still be able to feel your face, but you won't love it.
You know what? Actually, it's not really Rock Band related, but they probably could find out some news. You were kind of talking about PAX. They just announced this morning, actually, that E3 this year is going to be open to the public for the first time. Now, granted, you could get in with not a whole lot of difficulty if you
could get in.
Yeah, if
only standing in line for 6+ hours, if you consider that difficult.
But yeah, it's I went there once years and years ago when it was not big, when it was in Atlanta. That was like actually
time for story time with Keith.
I think it was actually the year before it moved out to LA, which made more sense, or it might even move to San Francisco first. And it wasn't too terribly bad when I went. And I was actually, I think, the year that I feel like it was the year that Ocarina of Time was playable.
Well, that's huge.
If it's then, I guess 20 years ago, roughly sounds about right.
Well, it was
Little
the
over.
year before the Dreamcast came out because they had just announced the Dreamcast,
Yeah.
like literally the week before. But they had announced it in Japan, so they didn't have it on display at E3. It was odd. But so this will be available, for people to go to this year. It's going to be available Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for $250 total, not per day. And they are going to have some early bird specials for $150. But it does get something like 50,000 people every year, and it's so crowded that typically a lot of journalists say it's too crowded, and it causes real problems like trying to get to stuff. And they're going to add 15,000
Save the time and
people.
money and watch important conferences on Twitch, YouTube, and save money for PAX. For PAX West or East, you'll probably have a better time, and your wallet will thank you.
I mean, you can go. Yeah, you can go to something smaller, and you can play all these things, including maybe Rock Band VR.
But the one thing I would say, at least in Rock Band's case, I don't think Rock Band's the type of thing that they get 6-hour lines, and I would imagine they're going to show something at E3, whether it's just, I don't know, maybe they have an expansion to announce. Who knows?
I hope it's
space
a new
and
game.
Secret expansion. Well, maybe it's the secret project that they were hinting at. That's another VR game or something.
I hope it's a non-VR. I hope it's a new
Nintendo Switch. What if it's Beat Sports 2 or Beatniks for the Nintendo Switch?
I hope.
I mean, think about it. It's more family friendly. Nintendo's more family friendly.
I hope it's a new rhythm game. Can I just say that, everybody?
Amplitude Switch.
Frequency.
I don't think that would do that good.
No. Now I think for the Switch that's a little too niche. I'd like another one of those games, but
how about Nintendo just buys Harmonix and has them develop like a Western version of Rhythm Heaven?
How about this? You have Mario Band. It's like DDR Mario Mix,
but
it's Rock Band, but with Nintendo songs. But then they'd have the licensing to do so, except it would all be exclusive to that console. But you could do it.
I'd buy it.
You could do it. Sure you would, Dave. Sure you would. So we have 3 songs confirmed out of 60 for Rock Band VR and 0 confirmed for Mario Band because it only exists in our imaginations. So more than 60. Expect a lot of the songs we've been getting as part of this Rock Band Rewind program the last few months to be in there. There's been a few rumored, but these are the only 3 that have been officially confirmed thus far. So we have Aerosmith with Walk This Way. And contrary to the last few articles, and we've been seeing that it might be a live version, it is in fact the same studio version we got a few years ago in Rock Band. The Killers, When You Were Young, so that does confirm that it wasn't there from the very beginning when we heard rumors with that and Suffragette City coming to Rock Band later in the year. And then song, it was in Dance Central Spotlight as DLC, and I have a feeling it'll be coming later this year. Paramore with Ain't It Fun. Pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie.
Ain't it fun?
Keith and I swear we both played this song. It's
got a nice little like xylophone thing in the beginning, like all tropical and stuff.
I'm gonna boot up Rock Band 3. I feel like it's in there.
It's not.
I believe you, Josh, because you're the one who would know.
Then don't boot it up if you believe me.
Oh well, I just gotta know now. I believe you. I totally believe you.
You don't want to know. No.
Ain't It Fun is, from my imagination, very fun on Rock Band.
It's from your imagination.
It's in a rhythm game. I know it's in a rhythm game.
Dance Central Spotlight.
It's not in something stupid like Rock Revolution.
No, it's from 2013. It came out well after that crashed and burned. It's in, no. Oh, wait. It is in Just Dance. I believe it's DLC for Just Dance 2017.
All right. Well, then it's in a rhythm game. Confirmed. Available for the Nintendo Switch.
I want to check to be absolutely sure because I like to be sure about these things.
Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? When Josh is researching a song that I swear to God I played.
It's not. I'm looking on Xbox.com right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is in Dance Central.
Okay.
It's not in Rock Band.
All right. Anyway.
I believe it. Anyway, what else? What else for that?
I'm excited to buy it and actually play it.
All right, so the other thing here is that Rock Band VR is also getting its own catalog of DLC to go alongside whatever's on disc. But we'll find out more about that next month. But as I just said, expect a lot of the stuff to be in there, and also expect some of the bigger DLC songs. Like perhaps we will see Through the Fire and Flame. Well, Through the Fire and Flames is a given since Dragon Force was kind of involved with the game.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe new stuff like the rumored Gold on the Ceiling and Rock You Like a Hurricane are in there, but they need some big sellers to get them through the summer and to the next expansion stage.
And expect. I seriously think this, and maybe I'm wrong. Once we get through like some of the hits, or maybe Rock Band VR gets more songs at a time than Rock Band 4 does. I think we see things like Day and Date with Rock Band 4. Like the same songs for both games at the same time.
That could be possible, but I still feel like they need that little timed exclusivity factor where it's like it comes out in one game and it doesn't come out to the other one for a few months. Whether you see that in a good way or a bad way.
Okay.
What I really see this as is this is kind of like, it's like the whole Fig thing. Nice wound you got there. Be a shame if somebody would have put some salt in it.
Like, Josh,
realistically, Rock Band 4, but with a VR thing, and on a PC.
Okay, so when we think about this, I understand the PC thing. That's a whole another Fig campaign nonsense. In that scenario, though, Josh, here's the thing that I don't understand. I don't ever see anything coming to Rock Band VR first.
I think you will because of Oculus's money.
I think there's a few, yeah. But I think Oculus would try and get a few really big ones if they put like millions of dollars into it.
Marketing budgets and all. I mean, although Oculus may be a little cash strapped at the moment, but
and they might also be a little bit unimpressed with the actual sales numbers for Rock Band 4. Yeah. So I think when this started, when this project became a thing, they were a little bit more excited than they realized the reality ended up being for Rock Band itself.
Yeah, you have to remember they announced this. They announced this about a month or two after Rock Band 4 Vanilla came out, and that was about 15, almost 16 months ago.
Yeah.
About that. So yeah, a lot has happened in that little time span, especially with Oculus itself.
Mad Catz bailed. Mad Catz bailed the project.
PDP's hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, PDP's barely there. I mean, like,
Oculus has to pay ZeniMax $500 million.
Despite Harmonix insisting that this game met their expectations, it didn't
exceed them.
It definitely never exceeded expectations. And I don't think they set the bar very high. I think Harmonix...
Who knows?
Harmonix was a little bit more, reserved, the way the NES Mini Classic Edition was a little bit undersold. They expected less. Nintendo expected less of those to sell. Harmonix expected probably about this amount of Harmonix Rock Band 4 to sell, but it didn't sell more than that.
You know what it really is, though, Dave? It's all about the he said, she said BS.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I made a Limp Bizkit reference. I went there.
I'd want to talk to somebody in Harmonix again. I want to know what's really going on there. And I love this game. I do. I just have a lot of problems with it. I love the series. I liked Amplitude. I liked iToy Anti-Grav. I like 90% of things that Harmonix has developed. And I've never even played Dance Central, which I should. This, once again, this is absolute confirmation, Josh, that I believe this game is real, finally. But before this, I wasn't sure it was going to see the light of day. The same way that we're never going to see Final Fantasy VII HD Remake. Never going to happen.
And then we're going to see it at E3.
Yeah, right. Did you? We're not even going to talk about that here. Keith, I hope you saw that article. The point is,
Dave is bad at predicting things won't happen. Is the point?
Anyway, did anything else happen?
Yes, actually. Let me just clear some tabs here. So, Rock Band VR, it's a thing. If you go to PAX next month, you can play it. Maybe it won't hurt your eyes as much as I think it will. But then again, I wear glasses, so anything involving putting stuff on your head is already tough enough.
I was able to play PlayStation VR.
I do not love Papa Durst. Nobody says that isn't saying it ironically. I'm sorry.
Where'd you
cannot be serious.
Where'd you try the PSVR?
In a GameStop.
No, they have them in GameStops now, huh?
Oh yeah,
Well,
we're not.
It was a little while ago now.
Stop related this week too, if you know what I mean.
We can talk. Well,
I actually stopped at GameStop last night for something, and
did you cancel a pre-order?
You can't. Nothing Rock Band related, but they did have like their Wii U system had been gutted. Nintendo basically came in and took their tablet and their system out of their kiosk, so that they could most likely come back in a couple weeks and add their Switch kiosk to it.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
That makes sense. That's cool. My GameStop's, well, not this game. My GameStop, which is not where I played a PlayStation VR, is not big enough for kiosks. The one I go to it's tiny. There are no kiosks. It's full of Think Geek crap.
And let me guess, and Funko Pop vinyls.
Yeah, exactly.
And board game. Here's the thing: I'm not against Funko Pops. It's one of those things where, as someone that used to collect Beanie Babies as a kid, and I collect things on occasion, like certain things, but once you start with those, it feels like you won't stop until you have every one of a certain set from a certain series of something. Bigger, and your wallet cries all night.
Your living room progressively gets more and more cluttered. Title
drop.
I collect one set of Funko Pops, and it's Marvel Netflix series Funko Pops.
So now you can Netflix and chill with your Funko Pops.
Right. I collect. So I have the Daredevil set. That's it. That's it. They said Jessica Jones Pops are coming. I'll get those when those come out. But like, I'm not buying everything. Anyway, this is a whole nother living room clutter conversation.
Yes, it is.
I have a Nathan Drake limited edition Naughty Dog T-shirt version. What's Keith got?
It's all about them amiibos.
I have all the amiibos. I have every amiibo.
That's sick. You have a disease. See something. Get something done about that.
I'm aware. Rock Band VR. It's a thing. We've gone so far.
Yeah.
But see, guys,
we'll keep you updated on it, but I don't know if any of us will ever play it. At least not initially.
Wait, what got updated? What got updated?
Now? No, I'm saying I don't know if any of us will be playing Rock Band VR initially, but maybe we will at some point.
If there's a listener out there that's a listener of this show who is getting Rock Band VR, please contact us, livingroom@gmail.com. Yeah, I need to talk to somebody about this who's played it.
You'll get free promotion and terrible puns.
And get to hang out with guys, and we'll ask you stuff about Rock Band VR. I'm curious. I'm generally curious. If somebody wants to give me this game, I'd be happy. But somebody's got to buy me
Remember, the keyword being give.
I need $1,000 Oculus, and that's not going to happen. And a PC. I don't have a Windows computer.
Before it said PC instead.
Right.
Setup. Anyway, you guys know at this point.
Yep. Anyway,
we've been rambling quite a bit.
That's fine.
Something that happened on Monday. It's a bit related to DLC, but somebody was previewing the song "Outside" by Tribe, which is originally from Rock Band 1 as a bonus song, but it's in that 30-song mega pack. And the wrong song preview played. Instead of playing "Outside" by Tribe, it played "Outside" by Stained. We're getting a new metal week next month. With that, I'm going to say "Down with the Sickness" and "One Step Closer" as the two rewind songs.
And I bet you
the timing is too perfect.
I bet you we get it at the beginning of the month.
It's going to be the first week.
Yeah.
Like with Happy, it came out the next month. Ride by 21 Pilots came out the next month. I like when this stuff happens, though, because it's like you know it's coming soon. It's not like there's any suspense about it.
Yeah, somebody
Except maybe
somebody
stuff for
somebody uploaded the wrong file.
And that's what happens when you have multiple songs that are the same name.
Right. Which is
Let me see. But remember, we're on the outside and we're looking in.
Can we leak more songs this way, Harmonix? This would be great. just upload the previews to the store.
Hey, it'd be fun. Like, actually get people to go in the game and have a reason to go in the music store instead of going on the web store to get their stuff. Because then it would work. It'd be like a little scavenger hunt.
It'd also be cool if they released the previews before the songs were purchased, like in like an upcoming or coming soon section. Just saying, just a thing you could add.
That I think to them that would probably spoil the surprise of announcing it on social media. That's the thing. They have probably the rest of the year, most of the year planned out in advance.
I mean, as soon as it gets announced on social media.
Yeah, the YouTube videos. I think YouTube videos themselves may not be cutting it. Just them alone.
I mean, they're cool, but like it. Okay, so imagine if you will, if they were to put a coming soon section the minute things got announced on social media and on YouTube, the way that they do now, you put a coming soon section into the music store. Now, I don't think this is possible because songs show up before you can purchase them already. But imagine if you could pre-order songs, so they would just install in the background. You could buy songs and not get an instantaneous, but you could buy them in advance. That way they would be there the day the game they release. They would just install themselves.
Like pre-ordering DLC the same way you pre-order games?
Yes.
So you can preload them and then they won't fully install or unlock. They'll unlock on releasing. Right. That's an interesting idea, but at the same time it's like it's already kind of a weird thing with pre-order culture for games as it is nowadays. I don't think you'd want to apply that same logic to add-ons for games.
Now, but this is the point I'm trying to get to, Josh. Now that this is not I agree with you in the sense that pre-orders are stupid. I hate the pre-order culture, and I hate that I had to go wait outside of GameStop for 4 hours to pre-order a Switch that I'm not even picking up for a month now. Still, but here's what you could do if you unlock the ability to do pre-orders. Like other games do season passes, what if there was a discount to say, I want to purchase all the DLC for the next year in a bulk package? I don't even know what all of it is, because you can do that already with DLC.
But then you also run the risk of wasting money on stuff that you don't even know what it is. So if it turns out they announce it and then it's like, on something I'm not even going to play.
This is brilliant for harmonics,
but not necessarily for the consumer.
Yes, I agree. It's not consumer friendly, but I also don't think it's a terrible idea, especially for somebody like me, you, and Keith. We don't buy everything anymore. I used to.
I get everything just because.
And you're the one arguing this the most, but like. Josh, Keith and I don't pick up everything anymore. When the game came out, I picked up everything.
That's fine. I think it's good for those that the whole season pass thing about how it was like locking off content in a game behind a paywall. But I find that for add-ons, it's already optional content, and I think it'd be great to get everything at once. Because it's a bit off topic. It reminds me of the thing they did with that Brutal Mode contest, where the winner got all of 2016's DLC on their console for free. So I guess they gave them codes every time DLC came out, and it was like that. However, you still run the risk of, it's like, okay, well, we have people that have bought all our DLC for the entire year in advance. Should we try and cater a bit of our planning towards them and what they might be interested in playing, or should we still focus on the entire audience as a whole?
Well, that's part of it too, Josh, is that, look, as a person who would do that,
Jared ran in the live chat. He's got a good idea. Mystery pack. Actually, mystery packs are kind of a flip of the dice, because then you ended up almost having like the idea of getting random Steam keys or like random loot drops in something like Overwatch, where you buy a thing of crates and you're hoping that your money goes towards something good.
No, because then
Gotcha mechanics suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
RNG does not need to be in our RNB.
But if you could get a subset like us to commit to the entire DLC pack for the year, you would now have like an allotted budget almost saying like, well, we've got the money, we can do this, and we can cater to everybody who wants it. Basically, they're ensuring themselves to have a budget for DLC, knowing that there are this many people who've already purchased things.
That's true.
I think it's not a perfect idea. I understand the flaw in it, but even if it was expensive, I know it would be expensive. There's 2 songs a week. There's 52 weeks. It's going to be close to $100.
Well, no, you have to factor in what would realistically, I think it'd be 2 or 3 songs a week, but then you also have to factor in when they do more than 3, when they have the expansions come out and they have extra stuff. If they have to move
so it's like $129. They're gonna lose a little bit.
Basically
on,
the cost of like a
individuals.
super deluxe edition of a digital game.
Right.
Like 120, 130.
But is that idea terrible to you? No, I don't think so. I like it. It would make me have an easier commitment to say I want all the DLC. Now I don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, from a convenience point of view, I agree. Especially because like, oh, Rock Band DLC is coming out this week. I don't have to go and check. I already bought it for the whole year, so I can just set it to download in the background and go do my thing. I like that idea of get it and forget it in that sense. But if you think about it, some of the DLC, forgetting it.
Yeah. It's for a very special group of a very special audience, I think. But I'm not opposed to it. Harmonix, if you're listening, you want to give me a discount on all the DLC for the rest of the year? Because that's all the DLC that's ever coming out for this game. I'd appreciate it.
I had a really weird thought just now. I had a really weird thought. Like the freestyle mode with the rhythm guitar and Rock Band VR, but a competition based on that, and the winner gets all of 2018's DLC for free on their console.
There's no DLC coming to 2018.
But I think that the current rate of a couple songs a week and some more delisted stuff, because of how Rock Band VR plays into that, I think what we're seeing now, the rate of it is going to be similar next year. Because I saw there was a cool guy I'm friends with. He goes by the Studs on the Rock Band forums. He put up like his wish list of what the schedules for the next few years are like, but he was a bit more optimistic in saying that Rock Band DLC is going to end around the end of 2019. I don't think it'll last that long, but I think as long as there's a decent, consistent amount of DLC coming out each week, and they find a way to organize it as such that we don't have constant weeks of all rewind tracks where if you have the songs already, you don't have to buy anything. Because I can understand where some people are like, I want to at least get one new song if there's a legacy track. We'll see, because it's still only a few months in. I'm just hoping that doesn't become a trend where there's a lot more weeks with repeats than with new stuff.
Keith, any thoughts? I'm disappointed in your lack of excitement over my season pass idea.
And what's that going to get you? 1 song a week? I mean 2 songs a week. And
plus whatever big packs. I mean, basically they need to commit to saying you're going to get at least your money's worth. But
I would love to see, even off the record, just on an average week, what does the average DLC? How many times does the average DLC song get bought?
Yeah.
I'd really love to know what that number is. Is it 10,000? Is it 20,000? Like, is it? I really do wonder how many people are buying something every week.
Does Harmonix have to report financial earnings anytime soon?
They probably have to find it. Yeah, but they don't necessarily go in and say, hey, we sold. They might say, hey, we sold 100,000 DLC this year or something. You know what I mean? They're not going to say. I mean, I guess maybe at that point, then you could, go back. Okay, how many new songs came out?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the number is much bigger than that overall because people are buying old songs and stuff like that. But,
Yeah, that's another thing to keep in mind in terms of new songs, like from the tail end of last year and anything that's coming out now. We won't be able to see if they've licensed that far ahead until later this year, because we got a lot of songs from 2015 and 2016 last year. So I think if we're to see any songs that are from the same year, so I think it'll be interesting to see if they factor the year of release into the sales statistics.
In other words, Harmonix, Just get your stuff together. Anyway, guys, is there anything else that we need to cover before we wrap up? Listener feedback?
Yeah, Spotlight songs and the
Boy,
theme.
did they announce those? I didn't even see anything on that today.
Yeah, no, it went up probably a couple hours ago. So It's called Lonely Hearts. And also, missed opportunity to put Owner of a Lonely Heart as Spotlight, as somebody pointed out, because it fits. Love can be great, but it mostly sucks. Wallow in lonely misery with us, because it's not like we have a game coming out at the end of next month that we're happy about or anything. But I guess the world sucks now, and America sucks and all that. So we have 2 Spotlight repeats. We have Goddamn Dracula's with Bethany. So, yeah, you get to play that again. And then the first time in a couple months that I Miss the Misery is back, so you get to play Hailstorm again. Drums before the third chorus. That sure is fun. And then making its Spotlight debut, we have Love Stinks by J. Giles Band. Except it's funny that this is like the most cynical Harmonix has been, and I can't tell if it's intentional or not. I want to feel like it's a joke, but based on some of the stuff that might have gone on behind the scenes the last few months and the current political climate, it's like
that doesn't still mean it's not a joke.
I'm just looking into it too much, probably, but
it could still be a joke.
It could, but you never know. People
about
confuse Onion articles as truth all the time. I mean, we live in an era of fake news and alternative facts. So
yeah, look at Facebook. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Great for people who are still into Rivals. Living Room Clutter Crew. Do your best. Have fun. Ain't it fun? Josh.
Oh, you know what?
Let me see. A little bit ago they were talking about a misery pack instead of a mystery pack. I just thought that was funny.
They need to get on this matchmaking, like, badly. Last night I was on, because it was the end of the week for challenges or whatever.
Are we going to talk about this, Keith?
I had 5 people that were actively playing it at 8 o'clock at night Eastern, peak time for, playing the game and whatnot. There were 5 people on my list, and I've got, compared to most people, I have a pretty decent list of people that play Rock Band. You know what I mean? And there were 5 people total.
I had when I went on and I looked, I had 3 people on my friends list playing Rock Band 3. And I'm not kidding.
And how many were playing Lego Rock Band? 0.
None. And there was somebody playing one of the Lego games, and I can't remember which one it was now. I want to say it was like Lego Avengers. And then there was
it a Ninjago one or a Batman one of the ones that's getting a movie?
And all my other online friends were playing Netflix, so that's the thing.
I thought they would have been playing Neo or the For Honor beta. Any other important stuff that came out this week?
And one person was playing Kingdom Hearts 2.8. That's not.
Nobody's playing Ni no Kuni. I'm disappointed in all of you. It's on sale for $5 this week. Get on that.
I've already got it.
Matter of fact, because it's Studio Ghibli and an RPG. What's not to love?
Not only do I already have it, I've got it digitally and physically. Because it wasn't worth trading the physical anymore.
I know. I'm pretty excited for the sequel now.
All right, Keith. Is there any listener feedback?
They actually had some stuff that came out last week, or actually I think it was today, about Ni no Kuni 2. It's apparently 45% done.
Ooh, really?
But they're talking about it being this year, so I don't know if that's So here's listener feedback. There's really only one thing on here. We got a couple people saying, they'd like to be on the show. And we got a comment saying that, Europe DLC is still not working. And then we have one, legit comment here says, "Nice guys, new podcast vid. Yes, there's been a small update of the game revision for legacy instruments. Got to join Green Room with the DualShock controller and then switch from singer to guitar instrument you want to use. Yep, I'm in Europe, Sony PS4, Rock Band 4, and it's so fun. The online rocks, so much fun. First online rhythm game experience, jamming, rocking out. Yes, PS4 has kind of an issue, but not too much. Yes, it's mostly Rock Band problems with Sony, both Europe and everywhere. PSN menu operating system does have some problems. Loading sucks for times. But yeah, servers indeed have problems, maybe. PS4 is overall best console, just like said. It is what it is. The online update delay on PS4 Europe sucked, but thank God it's here, surprise, and it works great. I can play here in Finland with people in Canada and United States. Works great.
Hey,
Yep.
Finland. Very nice.
Yep, fixed bugs somewhat, and with matchmaking, 10 out of 10. But at the moment, I give it 8 out of 10 myself. Works great and is fun. I didn't actually try to play online this week, so I'm not sure if anything's working a little smoother or anything like that.
People, if we want to play online next Wednesday morning, Eastern Standard Time, sometime in the morning, probably around, I don't know, 10, 11, I'll be playing. If somebody wants to play with me at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday, somewhere around there, that's when I'll be playing Rock Band.
You want to take a question from Jay Miller? He's thinks,
Sure.
How many episodes has he missed? Because he's asking if we're letting listeners on the podcast now.
What?
Whoa, are you guys letting listeners on the podcast on now? Have I missed that many episodes?
We're on episode 90, brother. We haven't missed.
He's saying we haven't.
I think you probably missed about 15.
Yeah. I think he's more asking if we're letting people on, like he must have missed it.
Oh, no, we're letting anybody who wants to be on. Email us. Jay Miller, we'll have you on.
Perhaps you can rewrite your intros you used to do a few months ago.
Yes, Jay Miller. And you could do it live. And you guys can, of course, email the show at livingroomclutter@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to organize, or at Dayspace on Twitter. That's the best way to get a hold of me, honestly.
Yes, it is.
Follow me, send me a tweet that says, hey, I want to be on LRC. And I'll be like, yo, this is when we record. Come on, hang out. Guys, that's it.
No, Alien Myth, we're not going to fully end at 100 episodes. Come on.
No promises. Don't promise them anything.
Love stinks. LRC is going to end. Inevitable heat death, blah, blah, blah.
Anyway, guys, this is Living Room Clutter, episode 90, part of the Dayspace Podcast Network, which can, of course, be supported over on a Patreon at patreon.com/Dayspace, where as little as $1 a month, you guys can make this show possible. It helps us out a lot, guys. And, of course, if you guys struggle to find this show the normal way, it's there. We'll be back to normal completely, like always, next week. Thanks, guys, for listening. Follow Josh at JCLexicon, Keith at KDoll08, me at Dayspace, livingroomclutter@gmail.com.
And the cats to be determined.
Bye, guys.
Deuces.
Don't you forget about us.